Hello, I'm Emma Green, I'm the tennis elbow queen, and the question I'm going to answer in this video is, what is the best anti-inflammatory for tennis elbow? Oh, this is such a juicy one. So we have to look at how much inflammation there is in tennis elbow. If you have only been feeling pain in your elbow, and we're talking about outside of the elbow for tennis elbow, although it's essentially the same advice for the inside of the elbow, golfer's elbow, even a biceps or a triceps tendon, the advice is going to be the same. But I'm going to talk generally about tennis elbow. If you've been feeling pain for less than 3 weeks, there's probably some inflammation there, and an anti-inflammatory may be helpful at that point. The general advice would be to take whatever has been helpful for you in the past for other things, something like over-the-counter ibuprofen. Something like that is a basic anti-inflammatory that can reduce inflammation. However, if you've had your elbow pain for a much longer period of time, and most people who find me generally have, there's not going to be that much inflammation in the elbow. You say, but Emma, I'm still feeling it. Of course there's inflammation there. You've got irritation, and there's a pathology, there's a problem with the tendon, but we're not going to find very many inflammatory cells there. And that's what the research shows us. If you've had a tendon problem for a long period of time, there generally is not a lot of inflammatory cells in and around that tendon. If you don't have inflammatory cells in and around that tendon, there's nothing for an anti-inflammatory to work on. The way anti-inflammatories work is to decrease the inflammatory cells so that you feel better. If there are no inflammatory cells there for the anti-inflammatory to work on, then it's not going to make any difference. There's nothing for it to work on. It's not going to feel better. It's not going to make any change. So it depends how long you've had the discomfort. For somebody who's had tennis elbow for maybe 3 months or longer, the anti-inflammatories are really not going to make a huge amount of difference unless you re-irritate it. For example, maybe you've had pain for a year, and then all of a sudden you went out and played tennis and you did a particular shot and you really felt something in your elbow as you took that backhand. Or maybe you were playing golf and you really felt something in your elbow as you did that swing. If you have done something like that where you feel like almost a fresh injury on top of it, we call that an acute injury on top of a chronic problem. So the chronic problem was there, it was ticking along, it hadn't resolved, it hadn't healed, and then you've added insult to injury, another injury on top of that. You can then get an inflammation of that new injury. That can happen. And again, that 3-week guideline would apply. So yes, you might find that anti-inflammatories are helpful in the first 3 weeks of the healing process. But after that, it really tapers off pretty fast. Some people will have tennis elbow and they'll be taking all of this ibuprofen. It's not making any difference. I hope that explains why. And if you have any other questions, please leave them in the comments and I'll be sure to answer them. I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Bye.